What is going on, guys? It's Reflex here, and today is the announcement video. Now, I'm actually recording this literally maybe 4 minutes after my last video. Well, recording that video, I should say, but there's an announcement to make with what I've been working towards, and the thing that I've had for about 4 months and haven't utilized at all. Now, I already, said everything that I needed to say in the update video, but this announcement is that I have a voiceover booth now. I have a place where I can go back to do voices, so if there's a Kingdom Hearts trailer that comes out and I want to do one guy does all the voices again, I can go do that. I can go do that back there, be as loud as I want, whatever I need to do. 2, I can do Kingdom Hearts videos, like news-wise videos, if I'm like, there's something that came out in the minute I need to go record. I can go back there. I can record that real quick. Now, given I can also go in my setup and do the same thing, but there's some times where some people are sleeping and I need a place to record. I just go down there. It'll work out because, Nomura likes to do things where he uploads random snippets of information here and there on Twitter that happen to be 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just like, some people are sleeping, so I got to go ahead and record somewhere else. I can do that now. I can do a lot of things, and you're probably wondering why I haven't recorded in this booth having had it for 5 months. Well, like in the update video, I was stressed, but the stress is finally relieved. The fun fact though, I should have said this in the last video too, but I've recorded numerous update videos in that booth. I've done this kind of video now. Back then though, like 5 separate times. And it's not a single time that I decided to upload that video. Didn't even decide to edit it. Now you guys are probably wondering, is this booth like, what's in it? I can show a picture. It's nothing major. I still have to get small pieces here and there because I want to get like a workbench in there and maybe a nice chair so I can, edit as well up there. Well, I should say down there. But right now it's going to look a little not great. Okay, it looks cool, but I want, actual like great stuff because there's a little yoga matting on the bottom. It's made out of PVC pipe. Like we have, I think it's 3x5. But it costed a lot of money. I ain't gonna say the amount it costed. You can do your own research on this. But got a little just basic as little, I think 4-layer shelf. Because right now I'm in my setup, so since it's been a while since I've been in there, I don't even remember what it looks like. But I have like 4-layer shelves that I have my laptop that's gonna be in there. Gonna have my Focusrite Scarlett Solo 3rd generation, I think it's called, which is the audio interface. I'm going to have my Beyer Dynamic 770 80 ohm headset, I think. See, back then I would have known all this information, but right now I've forgotten a lot because, like I said, it's been in there for 5 months. Just haven't used it. It's pretty stupid. But then I got the whole lights, all this and that, which I actually am going to take another set of lights down there because once I get a workbench down there and make it a lot more, I should say, comfortable, then it'll probably be a lot better. However, it's still the peace of mind, I should say, of recording down there is tremendous. Like, it's gonna sound great and it's gonna feel great to just be down there and actually record. But then for the the part that matters the most, well, I should say, other than PVC pipe, it has also a whole bunch of moving blankets around it, so that way it's pretty insulated inside, so that way not a lot of sound can go through. Obviously you can still hear a little bit, but the sound is dampened by a lot. There is also acoustic foam panels, I think 2-inch thick, around every single wall inside, and it looks pretty nice. It looks decent. Not bad for a do-it-yourself home little studio. But for the final thing, the thing that matters most in a voiceover booth is the mic. And I don't know if I'm going to remember the name properly, but I think it is called a Lewitt LCT 540 Sub-Zero. I did numerous research, and now I think I know a lot more about audio now than I did probably a year and a half ago, because I did research for about 7 months to figure out the proper mic I wanted. Now, I could have probably, spent a little bit more money. I ain't going to say how much, but you guys can do your own research yourself. But I did think maybe I could have spent a little bit more money and get the Neumann TLM 103 There is also an insane version. That's the Neumann U87. But I don't think I need that. I'm getting more for my budget, and I like kind of more for where I'm at. I can upgrade in the future, but for now I think it's good where I'm at. But there's always higher tiers. There's a thing known as diminishing returns, which is the higher you go, the less it matters how expensive it is. That's kind of how it goes. But you're probably wondering, well, what does it sound like when you record in this booth? Because there hasn't been any voiceovers in there. I didn't do any voice impressions. Haven't even recorded a regular video. But rather than keep chatting up here where it's not as soundproofed and probably doesn't sound as great, I don't know. But why don't we just take ourselves down to the booth? Now we are down in the booth. Now the first question I'm gonna have, and I don't expect a lot of you guys to really notice, but do you guys hear a quality difference? Is there a quality difference that is like just noticeably better, or can you not really tell at all? Because I mean, there is, if you honestly don't care about audio in any way, shape, or form, a $300 mic compared to literally any other mic on the market up to probably $10K, you're not gonna notice anything. However, if you do care about audio and you're like an audiophile, you will notice a difference, and this one should be a lot better. Now, obviously, like I said before I started recording here, is that there's EQs that goes into this. There's post-processing that I will always do when I edit my videos, and it's not to like over edit my voice to make it sound cool, but it's just to make sure that one, there's not a lot of background noise in there. Two, is to make sure that if I don't, like for this mic for instance, it has a lot more, like there's a little bit of bass, there's a bass rumble in it, and you know, and it picks up everything if I get close to it, because it has a pretty good proximity effect with it. If I don't edit this mic as well as the Shure MV7, it's a lot more, and this is going to be like foreign to the people that are listening to this, but it's going to sound a lot more higher, like it's going to be in the more higher frequencies, because my voice is a tad bit higher than most people's voices. Now obviously I can get it a lot lower if that's what you guys would want, but obviously I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk like that, because I mean, well, I could, but I don't want to. It's not natural for me, so it wouldn't make any sense. But that's the whole reason that EQs come along. You boost certain frequencies and take some frequencies out that makes it sound muddy. So as I have to pretty much take literally hours out of my day to figure out the best EQ possible to make it sound as good as it can. And with this mic, the higher up you go, the less you really need to do with your mic. At least that's how it's supposed to go. But like when you have maybe a Blue Snowball, for instance, which is what I used to record on. I used to record on a phone mic too. My very first voice impression video was recorded on I don't know if you guys remember the headsets Tritons, but I actually would I'd prop it up on my chair and do voice impressions on that. And the amount of editing that I had to do in Audacity to make the audio sound even remotely okay is ridiculous. And the people always gave me compliments with the Blue Snowball or whatever it is, the mic that I was using, and they'd always say like, wow, it actually sounds pretty good for what you got. And that's because you can do a lot. You can make something sound great just by editing it. And the more higher up in price point that you go with mics, the less you have to do, or at least the less that you're expected to do. Like even with voiceover, like once I start getting into that, they're not going to want me to touch it at all. Like pretty much what you guys are hearing is what I'll send in. So that's kind of the point of why I spent so much on this booth. I'm not going to say a price, but obviously the links to everything will be down below just in case you guys want to check it out for yourself and you might be interested in buying one of the products, which I mean, a lot of it's entry level, but then a couple things are decently high end, I would say. But I'm just excited to get this started. Now, there is points that I think I have to learn how to record, because I can see the levels on Audacity and it's saying that it's coming through only the left ear, but obviously I can edit that myself. But I think I know what I have to do to fix it. But I'm not sure though, but it's a little bit of a learning curve for me, because I've never had really high-end stuff like this. This is the most, I mean, I've never used an audio interface ever. So this is a first for me, having a decent mic that can literally pick up everything. Like every time I swallow, you guys can hear it, like literally the trickling of sweat or anything that possibly could happen around me, or at least around the vicinity of my voice, you guys could probably hear. But what's good about it is that it's only picking up what's in front of it and not behind it, so you won't hear a lot of my laptop. I mean, the laptop is still loud, but it shouldn't pick it up too much. But I'm excited for the future of this channel. I really am. I'm excited to record videos. But I was thinking as I was coming down here to record is that the peace of mind when it comes to this booth is that I want to be able to come in here and record. Now, the one issue is with me being very secluded. This is on my back porch to be away from everyone so that I can actually, if I want to do voices and I have to yell, I can yell without anyone waking up or pretty much anything at all. But the only issue is that it's not climate controlled back here. And with high-end stuff, I don't want the longevity to just get thrown out the window because I, leave it out here, which is why I've been taking it back inside. But the issue with that is it takes away the peace of mind when it comes to recording. Like, I am not at ease when I'm coming in here because I have to take literally 10 minutes to set up everything. I have to plug up my laptop, plug up the actual booth to give it power, have to plug up the audio interface, the headphones, the mic itself, got to set that up. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Now, I was thinking maybe I could bring the Shure MV7 down here because the Shure MV7, it's a good mic. It's a pretty decent mic, and for voiceover, I could still do it because the booth is doing its job. It is literally dampening the noise so that there is no echo in here. It's literally just sound, quiet sound. And I'm going to try in this video, because I normally have background noise, but I'm going to try to just keep it without any background music at all so you guys can just hear the mic itself. But the reason why I want to bring the MV7 down here is because at least upstairs, I can leave the mic on the stand the entire time, and the ease of mind would be there because I can just record whenever up there, and I won't feel like, oh man, am I messing up my mic doing this, leaving it out? Because I literally have to put everything back in its case, and there's 3 cases to go through. And it can get annoying, but with the Shure MV7, I feel like I can just bring my laptop, bring the mic, and just go from there. All I have to do is turn on the computer, make sure the mic's plugged up, and then go. That's literally it. This one takes a lot more care to it, but I mean, I guess that's what you get when you have better stuff, I guess. I don't know. I'm new to all this. Did enough research to know what I needed. But now it's just a process of getting the little kind of cricks here and there to try to kind of smooth everything out so that way I can really record whenever. Theoretically, I should be back in business fully. Now, when I might record like voice impressions, I don't know. It just depends on when I'm feeling up to it. Because, I mean, to be honest, I have a notebook that I'm going to start writing down video ideas. I already have 3 Kingdom Hearts video ideas in mind. And if news starts early, in like maybe January they throw out some news, I'll be here for that. I'll be recording and I'll be ready when that time comes. It just all depends on how the world goes. But I won't disappear this time. That I can promise you. I will not disappear this time for months on end. That's one thing. I know I said it last week, but I'm just kind of rehashing that. This whole announcement that I waited for to bring up until now is literally just because I know that I'm going to be back for a while. Now, that does not mean that I'm going to be uploading every single day, but just know I could if I decide to. Now that I obviously still work, so when I do work, I could always come home and record if I choose to, but I also might just take those days off just to make sure that when I record, my mind's fully there. I'm not tired. There's little things that I got to make sure I keep a lookout from. But yes, that is the announcement, and I'm looking forward to the future of this channel. I know I already said that. Still getting into my groove because obviously, like I said in the last video, when you don't record for a very long time, it's a little bit of a slow, you gotta just get back into it. You gotta slowly ride that bike, that way you remember how to ride it. And that's kind of how it's going right now. But like I said, let me know down in the comment section below if you guys can tell a quality difference in this mic compared to the Shure MV7, which is the mic that you heard early in the video. Sorry that it's such a long video. I just had a lot to say and I probably rambled a shit ton. So I expect a lot of that until I get kind of used to it all again. And also, the moment I've been waiting for, because I want to hear how this outro sounds on this mic. But if you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.